Hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you a wiffle ball strike zone that my son and I made. So you can buy these. They're not terribly expensive, or you can buy PVC pipe from a hardware store and kind of do the same thing. This is all made out of metal tubing and metal plate here. So this was actually made from a baseball pitch back that hadn't been used in a few years. The netting was all tore up, and so we decided just to cut it apart and make this. So just starting down at the bottom, you can see the feet. They're kind of these horseshoe shaped feet. They were already on the pitch back, so good thing we didn't have to make a box down at the bottom or any tee. That would have been a little difficult. So these just bolted right on. If we look at how I actually put the frame itself together, these corner pieces, and then there's straight pieces basically, or the pieces that went into this. So you can see I have a corner piece coming up here, and then it fits into another corner piece here. So if we get in real close, what I did was cut slits in the end of this tube and basically tried to shrink it down as much as I could so that it would fit inside of this tube. And then you can see this extra plate that I put over top. Again, this is just a piece of tubing that I cut in half, cut a little bit of material out, popped it over the top, and then put 2 screws in to hold these 2 pieces together. So originally when I did this, I use a saw. This is a blade that goes on a Sawzall, or you can just put it on a little handheld saw blade. Either one work. So what I did was I cut 4 slits, across here and across here. And then took my pliers and just kind of went all the way around and squeezed this. Basically what you want to do is just get these to overlap and really shrink down where it'll fit over the larger end, fit into the larger end of your tubing. So that's what I did building the strike zone. This time, just now, when I was going to show you guys this, I used these little tin snips and I just cut 4 slits. Basically did the same thing, and it worked great. So tin snips are probably a lot easier than trying to use this saw to cut. So anyways, here's the end that I kind of swaged down, made smaller, and then here's a larger end. So what that looks like is basically just goes right over top of that, pound this other end in, and then I took one of these, the larger area, and basically just cut it in half. So kind of looks like this. So basically what you're seeing is the end I swaged goes inside of the other piece, and then this little cover goes, of course the cover that I have is longer, but the little cover goes at that joint, bolt, and again, everything ties together real nicely. And then this metal piece here, I got lucky. I had saved an old front of I think it was off a dishwasher, some kind of appliance. So that's the piece that I cut out. Anyways, it's fairly thick metal, and it had this nice lip on the top. So the only thing I did was you can see that lip, and then I just put screws. Sheet metal screws going from here into the tubing, and then we zip tied around the edge just to hold that. So we just drilled little holes, zip tied it. Basically, that's it. It was quite a bit of work, to do this, but I think it's pretty sturdy. And what we did down here, I hope you can see this little joint here. This pole, I cut out the center of this all the way up to here. So you can see this is all one piece going all the way down to here. It's just I cut out the center and then bolted that here, and here. So just a little bit of thought to go into it, not anything terribly hard. So for the logo, my son had a logo that he wanted on there. So these straight lines were pretty easy. We just taped them, tape, spray paint, and get a nice clean line. This logo here, what we actually did, this isn't the logo we used, this is just an extra one. that I had cut out. But basically, we printed this on a sheet of paper, and then I cut out all the white area and just left the black. Use this just stick glue, and I covered the entire back of the logo that we wanted, and we just stuck it right to the front of this. So we had painted white, let it dry, stuck the logo on with stick glue, painted the blue and the red, peeled the logo off, and the white was there. The lines are pretty good. It's pretty, I was pretty satisfied. I didn't think it was gonna turn out that good, but it turned out really well. So stick glue works really good. So also, you know, this if we had to buy all of this metal, it wouldn't have been cheap, right? You'd have been much better off to just go buy some PVC or buy the one at the store that's already there. Now, the original strike zone we had, the reason we built this one is because this one fell apart. So I just want to show you this just to get an idea. You know, maybe don't have any tubing laying around. This was the original strike zone that we built. So kind of the same concept as this. I built a frame. We had some legs coming down and then a little square across the bottom. And this was the center material. It's just a piece of plastic, just a piece of black, flimsy plastic. We've got a couple toys and a trampoline out back. So you could even use like an old trampoline. It even has these T pieces, which would come in good for a bottom. So old trampoline would work. Or something like the airplane has a lot of tubing. You know, these pieces here or back there would make good feet. Which if you had one of these old airplane toys, it's got real similar metal tubing, or even a trampoline that, you know, blew over in the wind and tore it up, you could use that metal tubing to build a strike zone. It may not look exactly like this, but, you know, use your imagination, draw it out, and you could have a pretty decent strike zone.